part 2. How would you describe your personalities? What makes your team tick?
Me and I are both aggressive. We like to, whenever we have a goal, it's very kind of narrow-minded in a way. It's the desire to achieve it and prove people that look at us and think something other than who we are, just the chance to prove them wrong.
Okay. And she doesn't mean beat up. We're very, I'm Buddhist. I'm a nice girl. How would your friends and toughest critics describe you in one word?
Stubborn.
I'll agree with that. I've been married to her 15 years. Tell us something that would surprise us about your team, special talents, affiliations. Show us your talent.
Special talents.
How about your amazing change of voice when you get on the phone with your family?
As I said earlier in the video, I'm Russian. We're born Russian. I speak the language fluently, yet no one would ever know that because I sound like this. When I'm with my father, I
Ela, привет, как дела?
As Mia just contributed. When I'm with my family, I sound like this. Привет, как дела? Меня зовут Эля. Я не знаю, что мы здесь делаем, но я бы хотела выиграть эту игру. До свидания. So that's surprising talent. And Mia speaks a variety of other languages. Go ahead. Next question.
Okay, спасибо. Tell us something. Okay, what does baking mean to your team? Well, you love eating my food.
I do. I love eating, and Mia loves baking. And one of the things that I've learned to do best is that follow directions. So I am the kitchen bitch.
And I always say to people, we're not rich. I can't lend you $10,000, but there's always a meal at my table. And I'll always make you a birthday cake if you want one for your wife, your kids, your family, because that I am rich in. What type of people, things push your buttons and why?
Clearly, I have issue with single-minded, kind of narrow people that have very stereotypical views on everything from gay life to disabled folks and what folks are able to accomplish. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. If you've watched any episodes of The Next Great Baker, which cast members? Well, we have to admit that this show fascinates us and we want to be on it, but we haven't seen the previous seasons. But we will make sure to have a marathon before we do.
We shall watch before.
Yeah, and that's not because we don't think cooking shows are wonderful. It's just she works 12 hours a day and I'm always busy training somewhere.
Yeah.
How would you rate your team's skill level for the following? Construction, sculpting, decorating, baking, other pastries and desserts. Well, I do all that with one arm while reading a magazine with the other.
And I, as I said earlier, follow direction real well. So that's, I would say in most of those areas we would be pretty darn fantastic.
Yeah.
Next.
She underrates herself. I would rate her at a good 3rd to 4th year apprentice level as a pastry chef. Do you feel your skills are better than the previous contestants on season 1 to 3? How elaborate and creative are your designs?
Gotta say, I can't answer that.
Well, just a second. She is an amazing apprentice who can take direction and help me construct anything. If it contains ingredients, an oven and decorating, I can do it. So be prepared to be amazed. Back to me. How will your team handle the elimination challenge? Well, my answer to that is you're assuming we'll be eliminated.
Honestly, I've watched many a show that involves elimination or elimination challenges. It's all about the same way we handle everyday life. You're given a task, you do it to the best of your ability, and you move on.
Someone once said you don't stop when you're tired, you stop when it's done. Tell us about food industry experience. Do you have any pastry? Well, again, I'll turn the camera around on this one. 14 to 19 years of age, 5-year Italian culinary qualifications. 19 to 21, while still studying, bought my first restaurant.
You're doing your own.
Okay, going back to Ella.
The most that I can offer is while I was between jobs and unemployed, I helped Mia with all of her work in catering. So that is and also my parents owned a pizzeria, and I was raised in one of Queens's most well-known pizza places, and so I'd always been around food and helped out in any way we could. And also we owned a cafe in Brooklyn for a short time, so I got a good taste of what that world is.
How elaborate and creative are your designs when baking? Describe your most elaborate cake.
Do you know what? I will let Mia answer that when it's her turn.
Okay, what do you think your team's strengths and weaknesses in this competition will be?
I think our strengths will be that we have been together now for pushing 15 years, and we've dealt with some of life's biggest trials and tribulations, and we approach everything with the same perspective, unity and focus. And so that is the same strength that will help us in the kitchen.
I thought you were going to say our weakness was we've been together 15 years, but okay.
Weakness is we've been together for 15 years,
yeah.
yes.
If you had to brag about your most important accomplishment in your career, what would it be? I think...
Honestly, the...
Vice President before 40?
Since Mia is the one with all of the professional experience in
your
the
career.
kitchens,
Your career.
Mine would be the fact that I was employed in public relations before I even was in my second year of college. And... taking on a whole new career and excelling in it and becoming the vice president of a magazine in an industry I never thought I'd be good at.
Describe your team's competitive nature.
I did that earlier. Mia's of the mindset that she doesn't stop until she's done, and nothing's ever good enough, and she never competes against other people. She always competes against herself, and I've learned to take that on.
We have to admit someone's an equal for them to be a competition. What will your team do to win and why? How far will your team go? Give examples, look in the camera, and give us your message to your competition.
You're not our competition. We are our own competition, and we will always push ourselves to turn out the best possible product. The reality is, Mia does not put anything out until it meets her own very high standard and stamp of approval. So, good luck.
My standard, not yours. How will your team play the game? It's not a game.
It's honestly, that question is kind of silly. It's not a matter of a game. It's a matter of taking what we do seriously and not pretending that it's anything other than a desire to be the best.
You've seen the competition shows, and a lot of those shows, there are clear types of competitors. The sweetheart, the drama queen, the type A bitch. Who is your team and why? How will you fit into the cast? Honestly,
I find typecasting and fitting into a mold to be kind of silly. I won't give us a label. We're just the people that put our heads down, our asses up, work as hard as we can, churn out the best product possible, and do it while being respectful, smart, and fun to watch.
The wheels under my ass just make me faster and better. How badly do you need this show? What will happen if you're not selected?
Honestly, how badly do we need this show? It would allow us to further some very, very meaningful goals. One of which is a foundation that we set up in honor of my mom, who passed away from lymphoma. The other is a dream I mentioned earlier of opening up a self-sustained bed and breakfast. If we don't get selected, honestly, it's not the end of the world.
Says you. Why do you want to be on the show? I think we just answered that.
Yeah.
The message. What's going to give you the edge in the competition? Why will the audience root for you?
Because you're seeing someone in a wheelchair who most people would
Belittle.
look at with very, very
sympathy.
Set standards of what that person can accomplish, and that is just not who Mia is. Folks will want to root for us because they don't expect us to succeed.
Why is your team going to win? What have you got that the others don't? Each other.
Again, it is a single-mindedness of focus and a desire to be the best.
Okay?
Bye.
Bye.